Hi everybody, this is Tim Gresh, professional bike fitter in Westchester, Pennsylvania, outside of the Gresh Fit studio, and in front of us is my latest custom build for a customer where, like every bike that I sell, we did the bike fit first and then we built this thing up to that rider's needs. And there's a few things on this bike that I want to highlight that are really cool. The biggest one being the shorter cranks. But first off, the rider is 4'11". They were having some hip issues, and their previous bike was also like this, a touring bike. And that bike actually had 26-inch size wheels and 165 cranks. So that bike was sort of made that way because the rider's so small. That's just sort of how it worked out. Now, fast forward to this bike in front of you now with the revised fit and figuring out one of the most significant things that they needed, shorter cranks. And these are some really amazing Appleman cranks, really cool. They come in all different colors. This customer went with all black. But these are 145 lengths. So when we were doing the initial fitting before this bike was ever built, we found that 145 worked really well for this customer. It basically made the hip issues go away. So then on to when we were designing the frame, there was a couple things that were needed. We wanted to get 700C wheels, and that's what we have right now. Full size 700C wheels on a really small frame for a 4'11" rider. This was partially made done because of the shorter cranks, because when you have longer cranks, let's say we had 165s on here, your foot would be further forward and you'd be kind of hitting that front wheel and you'd be getting a lot of what's called toe overlap. Now with the shorter cranks, your foot's back further, so you don't get as much of that toe overlap. So from the perspective of 7 cycles, when they were designing this, it made them less nervous to go ahead and kind of shrink the frame and make this work, because the smaller the frame, the closer in these wheels get to one another, sort of pinches in this way, and you sort of just can't fit the big wheels in. That's why they kind of go with smaller wheels when you have a smaller rider. So these cranks really helped with that design. Also, at the bottom of the pedal stroke, more clearance to the ground, less likely to have pedal strikes. So all of this kind of worked in our favor in the geometry. Also on the top, in terms of body position, I really wanted her to have from the saddle tail to the center of the stem around 68.4 centimeters was sort of the sweet spot. So 68.4 centimeters from here to here was her reach that looked really good. And we were able to get that with an 80 stem because of the crank, because we were able to kind of shrink things up and make it work. She's not going to go any longer than 145. This is the crank length for her. We're not worried about toe overlap. These wheels work. We can shrink this top tube and we can get a longer stem on. So a 4'11" rider with an 80 millimeter stem is awesome, because that means that as she ages, we can make this stem shorter down to a 70 or a 60 to shorten the reach, rather than making it off the gate with a really short stem, say it's a 60 right off the gate, and then you can't really go much shorter than that. I really love how this bike came out. I just wanted to show you here the implications of when you have shorter cranks on a bike build. Now, just to kind of go over some of the features here, because we may as well, this bike does have couplers, so these actually will loosen, and then the mechanical shifting will also detach here, and the whole bike will break in half, and you can take the wheels off, of course, and everything will kind of fit on a carry-on for travel. So this is an amazing riding bike, amazing fit, and can be taken anywhere in the world to ride and have fun. So shout out to 7 Cycles. I love working with them. We've built so many amazing bikes here. It's so cool to take my bike fitting, you know, when I'm working one-on-one with customers, and to build something like this right here, an amazing machine for that rider who will enjoy every ride. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.